Hey, it's Joe Malone, and we are getting ready for the big Arena Rock Spectacular concert that's coming to downtown Mason City. Oh yeah, we both got the goat going on here.
Yes, we got the beards.
You got me by, I'd say, about a foot, I think.
When I see you, I'm going to braid yours.
My kids do. They don't do it very well. We've got Bumblefoot with us. Ron Thal is here, and he is going to be part of the Arena Rock Spectacular put on by Bands by O'Brien and Alpha Media. And we encourage you to get your tickets if you have not done that yet. You can do that at any one of our station websites and in person at the Park and Rec office at the mall if you're a straight cash kind of person. Thank you for being here. Let's get into our conversation.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Yeah, so you are, to catch people up to speed that may not know the history, the lineage of Bumblefoot, you are an amazing guitarist and performer. And how long have you been at it that you've been in the music business?
I started for real at the age of 6 where I was writing songs, recording, putting on shows, everything that a band does at 6. I saw what Kiss was doing. The Kiss Alive album just came out, and I was just turning 6 years old, and I heard that album. I was like, that's what I want to do. And I just immersed myself in it and never stopped. And here we are. Yeah.
How are you recording at 6? Like, who has the recording stuff in your house, or where are you going to do this?
Good question. I figured out how to do it myself by having multiple cassette recorders. I had a little cassette recorder in the corner of the room. We had our little nylon string acoustic guitars. We'd be a foot away. My brother had this Bugs Bunny drum set he got at Sears, and he was 10 feet back, and that's how we got the levels. And then we had the music on one. Then what we would do is we would hit play on that, hit record on a second one, have it just a few inches away, and we put our faces next to it, and we would sing. And we would overdub our vocals onto this one. So now this one had the music and the vocals. And then from there, if we needed to do more overdubs or just make copies, we would hit play on this one and record on this one and just sit there going, while it does its thing. And that's how we did it.
We're recording. You got to be quiet.
Exactly. That's pretty much how it was. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's ingenious. I mean, is that something you figured out on your own, or did you hear of other people doing that? Because that's kind of the path I followed. I had a 4-track when I first started doing music, but it was the same sort of situation with my first band, where we had a boombox that recorded, and everything was done in one take, the whole band. You know, and that would be a lot simpler, because then I didn't have to worry about the bass player screwing up, you know.
But yeah, no, we just figured out you use what you have. And it's a good lesson that I learned early in life, is that you don't need what you don't have. And just whatever you have is there for a reason. And it's up to you to figure out how to make the most of it.
How long until, okay, so you start guitar at the age of 6. How long until you realize you're good? And how long until everybody else realizes that you're good?
Still waiting for that to happen.
Okay. I would say
you don't think about that. Like,
concerts say that people think you're pretty good. So,
you just have to be good enough to play your own songs. And if you do that well, and by good, defining good is by being genuine, being authentic, right? Giving something that people truly feel and know that it's something real from you that they're getting. You know when someone's faking it and when it's the real thing. So just, I didn't worry about being good. I just wrote songs, and as long as I could play my songs, over time, you keep on doing it, you are going to improve, hopefully. And that's it. And songs got wackier, the recording gear got better, and that's the thing, just stick with it. Yeah.
What is the first song that you remember having a big impact on you? Maybe it was the first song that you wrote, or maybe it was the 10th song that you wrote and you felt like, I really got this, or this has got a message or a riff that just kills. Is there one that you remember from way back when?
Of my own songs?
Yeah, of your own stuff.
Oh God. Let me see if I can get some sound. Is there sound?
Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm hearing stuff.
You hearing something?
Yeah.
I want to see if I can plug in. That's what. All right, let's do these inputs.
I'm hearing some strumming. Yeah.
What do we got? A little more sound. And let's try. Okay, well, I'm not going to sit here and finagle with the. See, I should have stuck with the cassette players. It would have been so much easier.
Yeah, exactly.
So some of the first songs that we wrote, you know, the thing about it is that you don't necessarily have a lot to draw from when you're just, you know, starting out. You know, when you're 6 years old, and what do you know? Like, all you know is what you heard on the radio and what albums your older brothers and sisters brought home and you listened to. So, I mean, fortunately, growing up in the 70s, all music was great.
Yeah.
So whatever kind of music it was the best of the best. So I was exposed to Queen and The Who and Zeppelin and Floyd and Rush and, you know, Sabbath and AC/DC and Priest and everything. Yeah, so one of the first songs I ever wrote was a copy of a song that was on the radio at the time, a song called Fox on the Run from Sweet. So I just put my own words to it, and at 6 years old, and I still am very into cosmology, not cosmetology, but cosmology, you know, the
outer space,
stars, the universe, everything. So the first song I wrote was called Jupiter is Nice. And, you know, the lyrics that a 6-year-old would write: Jupiter is nice, take my advice. I skate on the ice, Jupiter is nice. And it's to the, you know, basically I ripped off Fox on the Run. It was, Jupiter is nice, take my advice. I skate on the ice, Jupiter is nice. And then I would go into a verse. Many clouds of gases, poisonous they are. And then I'll go back to the chorus. See, even then I knew to start with the chorus, get right to it.
Yep.
And, you know, just start off right with the hook of the song. She loves you, yeah. Jump right into it. I wrote better songs at 6. I wrote better songs then than I do now. God.
All I'm thinking is Mr. Wizard's World or Bill Nye should have had you on doing science songs. Like, that was an opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I was into until, you know, started getting into girls and then started writing about that. And, you know, got progressively dumber with age. So, yeah, that was, if I had to say, the first song. And there were, you know, plenty more from there. But that was the first song that I remember that I still remember and still get a kick out of. So something about it stuck.
That's awesome. Now, if we're at the Mason City Multipurpose Arena and we start chanting, instead of Freebird, we start chanting Jupiter is nice. Will you play that, or is that asking too much?
No, I'll tell the band to say, just play Fox on the Run, and I'm going to change the words.
That's exactly what you need right there. Yeah. That's awesome. Now, some of the people that you have worked with throughout your career are amazing musicians, whether amazing guitarists or, you know, everybody else that accompanies a band. Is it cool for you? Is it weird for you to be able to work with so many other talented individuals? Like, or do you just know that you're so good that you don't even worry about it going in?
You know, it's the kind of thing where you start off, you have your band and you're playing with your neighbors, or your relatives, your friends. Mm-hmm. And then you go to school, high school, and you're playing with your other friends that you made in school and things like that. And the circle just keeps growing. And then, you know, you're doing more gigs and maybe you play with someone that is in a signed band or something like that. And next thing you know, someone asks you if you would play in their band for a gig. And it was a very slow thing. I remember it, like in the early 2000s is where it really started to hit that point, where I did one gig where I was playing with Cyndi Lauper and with Nancy Sinatra.
Wow.
And then after that, like a few years later, I think Joe Satriani called me on stage at a nice arena to join him for a song. So that started happening. And then after that, I got the call from Guns N' Roses, you know, and they reached out. And it was actually Joe Satriani that recommended me. They were looking for somebody. And so and then it just keeps on going.
If Joe
And it just
Satriani
keeps
says, I got a guitarist for you, people listen, kind of like if you were to make a recommendation of a band member, people listen, because you got talent and you can see that. So, that's awesome.
But it's a very slow thing and you don't feel it. It's not like a jump. Like it's just like a step at a time, very slowly, where things just expand, and it all boils back to the same thing. Just stick with it, do your best, and just. Yeah.
Have you gigged at all in the past 12 months? Because you think about restaurants and how hard they've been hit in different aspects of business, but live entertainment, I know so many people from frontline guys to backline guys to roadie guys that if they got lucky, they're working for like the post office or a delivery service to try and feed their family. How about you? Have you had the chance to be on stage?
I have. Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah. Well, when the pandemic hit, actually, we could start with October of 2019. Mm-hmm. I was almost like chasing pandemics, like like one of those storm hunters. I was like a pandemic, like just before even realizing, like I was just constantly. So I played in South Africa, and I got super, super sick. I went to this like Penguin Beach, and immediately like something hit me and just kicked my ass for like 7 weeks. And I wonder if it was like the start of, like, if it was that and we didn't know it yet. And then I went to China in November.
So you're right in front of this thing the whole time.
And as I'm there, I started hearing reports about people getting sick and stuff on the news. First I went to Korea and then China, then went to Indonesia and Vietnam, came home and did shows on around the US with Sons of Apollo. And then we did our European tour in February, right as everything blew up in Milan. That was the next show we were going to play, was in Milan. Wow. And they shut down the city, and we were there right as COVID was exploding in the beginning, the end of February, early March, and we had to just put all our stuff in storage and get out of there and fly home quick. And that was that. And we had some friends in bands that were also touring out there, and some of them came home with it, and some of them really struggled. We got lucky. Not everybody got so lucky. And that was it. And then it was just all rescheduling. I was like, all right, we'll just reschedule for a few months from now. No. All right, end of the year. No. Next year. No. But last year I did get to do some shows amidst it all. I was touring with David Ellefson, the bass player of Megadeth. Yeah, he's a great friend, wonderful guy. And we do a lot of stuff together. So he did a cover album, just kind of for fun. And I played on it and tons of guests on it. And when the album was released, we did a bunch of shows. We played in Texas, we played in Illinois, Wisconsin. And this time it was right at the spike of the second spike.
Oh, man.
And so like November 20th, we were playing Chicago right on the day that they were shutting down the entire state. And we're thinking, we're not going to be able to do this. And we're all playing it super safe. I mean, I'm doing the shows with masks on. I'm bringing my own microphone. I'm just dousing everything in sanitizer and just making sure that I'm not going to get it and spread it. And but they didn't cancel the show, and 200 people showed up, and it's interesting.
Could you see, was it therapeutic for the audience to be able to be in, even though, we're wearing masks, and so it's not normal, but to be in an arena setting, in a concert setting, could you see some of the worry lift off them and just enjoy that moment?
Yeah, people felt like they were living, but a lot of them were also being very careful, and they were living, but not being disrespectful, or like they were acknowledging that this thing is going on. And some of them, even as like I met them and everything, and they would pull out some sanitizer, like, need some? Things like that, like things like that.
Like, just give you a fist bump. There you go. So,
man. But everybody was very it's good. You realize that this whole thing really shows another side of people. Like when we have to step up to the plate, how do we react? Does the fear get the best of us, or do we just accept a situation? Do we stop thinking of ourselves and only think of others and feel like we have a duty for other people to be, extra considerate or things like that? And in a lot of ways, and I know people have used this expression before, but this pandemic has exposed the cracks, the weak spots and the strong spots that, it's a good thing because we get to look at ourselves and see what we can improve. And so.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, as we've learned more about it, we've learned, what we can do safely, like the show that's, coming up on April 17th at the Mason City Multipurpose Arena. Like this can be done,
It can be done.
It can be done. Rock will prevail, that sort of thing like that.
No, this absolutely can be done. And it's such a minor, you can't even call it an inconvenience, just a minor effort that we're being asked to make for each other. And if nothing else, for the sake of being able to go out and have shows happen. If we make that effort, whether you believe in it all or not, if you just make that effort, and if we don't have another spike and people don't get sick as a result, it'll show that
we can do this. Yeah.
Exactly. That if we all just do this small effort, that everything can come back.
Now, let's talk about what we can expect from you on Saturday night, the 17th. What's going to be your part of the show? Because we got the trip, we got the hype, we got Bumblefoot. I mean, it's going to be a huge night.
I am going to come out on a tricycle juggling and
let's go. Yeah.
So the trip, I am a guest of that wonderful band. We're going to be playing together, all of us, and we're just going to be doing what bands do. We're going to just dig in and we're going to all have a really good time. Yeah.
Now, we're excited because this facility, you'll see it for yourself when you get here, is something that was in the works for a while for downtown Mason City. This is going to be the first concert held at the arena. So you get to go in and do something that no one else has ever done or will ever get to do again. You will be the first ones on that stage.
That is so cool. That's really is an honor. It is. And I'm truly grateful that I was asked to be part of this. Now I gotta really make sure I screw up.
Your hands are sweating just a little bit. No. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Oh, no.
But I think it's going to be fun because going back to last year a little bit, normally this area, Mason City, Clear Lake, North Iowa, Southern Minnesota, we have so many things that take place between all the different communities we have that have concerts, that have just entertainment and it all went away. To have this kind of just kick off the spring season and all the things coming back, I think is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to feel like a comeback.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a website people can go to and like buy stuff and things like that? Let you plug some things. Yeah.
All right, sure. Yeah. Bumblefoot.com, Bumble foot, Foot. And social media, anything Bumblefoot, you'll find me. Instagram.com/Bumblefoot. Any handle Bumblefoot, I'm there. And I have merch, I have a lot of stuff, I have music, I have my hot sauce. Yes, I have an award. You didn't know? My God, I got to bring some.
I told you I try not to prep these interviews because I don't want to be like, well, I know how he's going to answer that question. You have hot sauce?
Oh yeah, for now, God, 8 years. Like the real deal, like manufactured, bottled, selling around the world, real stuff. Award-winning line of hot sauces.
Oh my goodness!
There is. The first one is called The Sauce. It is a mild, all-purpose, everything, every day, every kind of food sauce. It goes with everything. I wanted a sauce that you just keep on the table, eggs in the morning, Thai food, Mexican food, even Italian food with Mediterranean herbs. It works with that. Any kind of Asian food, Middle Eastern food. Then there is Bumblicious.
Okay, I love that. Yeah.
It's got bourbon, cherry, chipotle. It is a great barbecue-y kind of sauce. And people love this one. I've seen people just drinking this stuff.
Okay.
And then the hottest sauce, which, okay, do you know the show Hot Ones?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, they did a blog where they said this sauce was the third or fourth, I think it was the third hottest sauce in the world. And they know hot. This one is so insanely, brutally hot. Literally just a dot of it will set you on fire for a good 10 minutes. And this one, I don't know if I could use profanity.
Let's bleep it. We'll bleep
yes.
it. Family friendly, yeah.
Yeah. So this sauce is called Bumble-effed.
Okay.
Bumble.
Yes. No, I'm picking up what you're throwing down. So this leads to a question for you. What would bring a bigger smile to your face? Okay. It's an average day. You're out and about just doing your own thing. Maybe you're picking up dry cleaning. I don't know. Whatever Bumblefoot does on a Tuesday. Would you smile bigger if you heard someone playing one of your songs out of their convertible as you're walking down the street and you're like, hey, they got good taste? Or would you smile bigger if you're stopping at a restaurant and you see somebody pouring Bumblefoot hot sauce onto their food?
That is a really tough question. They're neck and neck. I'm thinking about it. I'm imagining both, and I don't know. You know what? It might be the sauce.
The sauce? Because that's your
baby,
right?
Food. I mean, I love music, but I love food. And
now, the only way to top that is in a convertible, listening to Bumblefoot while just downing hot sauce. Then they're set. Then they're a P1 fan at that point in time.
Yeah, then absolutely. Then yeah.
That is awesome. I'm going to have to swing by the website and check that out because I do like a little spice to kick things up. You know,
very good.
A little spice is nice. Once again, I want to reiterate tickets, and I think the links are easy to find too on all of our websites for the Arena Rock Spectacular. Tickets are available right now. It is April 17th, 6 to 11 at the Mason City Multipurpose Arena. You got the trip, you got the hype, you got Bumblefoot. You know, it's going to be an awesome time. Ron, thanks so much for taking some time out of your day to chat. This has been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody happy, healthy, enjoying ourselves. It's going to be a really fun time. And I can't believe it's the very first show. This is exciting stuff. I know I keep going like this.
Heating up, you know, that's your next thing for the hot sauce ads, you know, just a little heat going on right there. Well, Bumblefoot, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot. You have a great one.